Learn, as I said, things about yourself. It's certainly, yeah, been a good how many years?
I lost count.
He's got a good pair of lungs on him, that's for sure. He's a big boy, he's quite heavy, but we're still working on a name, so we'll have that as soon as we can. But it's the first time we've seen.
Prince Louis was always the royal family's little wild card, stealing the spotlight with his mischievous energy. But suddenly, he's changed, and Kate and William are struggling to cope. What happened behind closed doors? Did someone tell him to behave, or is something deeper going on? Let's uncover the truth. Prince Louis has always been the royal family's little spark of energy. From the moment he could walk, he was running, turning official events into his own playground. Whether it was making silly faces at the cameras or playfully defying royal protocols, Louis was different. Unlike his older siblings, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, who naturally adapted to royal traditions, Louis seemed to embrace his own lively personality. The public loved it. His antics at Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee went viral. Who could forget him covering his ears in frustration as jets roared overhead, or the way he playfully interacted with the crowd? He wasn't just a prince, he was a real child, unfiltered and full of life. But now, something has changed. The once carefree, mischievous Prince Louis is suddenly reserved, his once bright, playful presence noticeably subdued. Recent public appearances paint a different picture. He stands still for photos, behaves perfectly, and rarely shows the lively energy that made him stand out. Kate and William are feeling the shift, and it's emotional for them. Their youngest son, the one who kept their home filled with laughter and chaos, seems to be growing up too fast. But is this just maturity or something more? At first, it seemed like a temporary change. Perhaps he was just tired or adjusting to a new routine. But as months passed, it became clear. Prince Louis' transformation wasn't just a phase. The boy who once made public events unpredictable now stood poised and proper, mirroring his older siblings. During recent royal outings, he sat still, listened attentively, and displayed perfect royal etiquette. Kate and William were caught off guard. They had spent years trying to balance the expectations of royal life while giving their children a normal childhood. They encouraged Louis' personality, letting him be the playful, free-spirited child he was. But suddenly, that energy seemed to fade. Was it the result of royal training? Had he been told to behave differently? Or had he simply become more aware of how people viewed him? The transformation was so stark that even the public noticed. Social media flooded with comments about how different he seemed. Some felt it was a sign of maturity, while others worried that he had lost the charm that made him so beloved. Kate, in particular, has reportedly struggled with the change. She once joked about Louis being the hardest to manage, but deep down, she loved his wild energy. Watching him become so serious so quickly, it felt like something was slipping away. Behind the royal facade, sources claim Kate and William have been emotionally impacted by the change in their youngest son. At home, Louis was once the child who filled the halls with laughter, dashing from room to room, keeping his parents and siblings on their toes. But lately, even within the palace walls, that high-energy presence has mellowed. While he still enjoys playing, there's a clear shift. Less running, fewer mischievous surprises. It's almost as if he's consciously toning himself down. Kate, known for her hands-on parenting, finds herself reminiscing about the days when Louis would sprint through the gardens, laughing without a care in the world. Those little moments, once so exhausting, now feel precious. William, while understanding that children naturally mature, shares Kate's concern. Could something have happened to make Louis more self-conscious? Royal insiders suggest that as Louis gets older, he may be realizing the weight of his position. Unlike before, he now sees how his actions are watched and discussed by the world. Maybe he has chosen to adjust his behavior, or maybe someone has told him to. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain: the playful, unpredictable Louis is changing, and his parents are feeling the loss. Royal watchers have been quick to notice Louis' transformation, and their reactions have been mixed. Many longtime fans of the royal family feel the change is too sudden. They remember the little boy who stole the show at formal events, the one who brought a human touch to the royal image. Now, seeing him behave so properly, they wonder, was he told to act differently? Some believe it's just part of growing up. Every child eventually outgrows their wild phase, and maybe this is Louis' moment. Others argue that something feels off, as if his transformation was not entirely natural. Could the palace be preparing him for a more serious role? Was he given strict instructions to change his behavior? Social media has been buzzing with speculation, with some even suggesting that Louis' transformation was a calculated move, a way for the royal family to present a more composed image. While these are just theories, one thing is undeniable. Prince Louis is not the same child the world once knew. Among the Wales children, each has a unique role. Prince George is the future king, carrying the weight of expectations with grace. Princess Charlotte is the calm and composed middle child, always poised and mature beyond her years. And then there was Louis, the wild card, the burst of energy that made every event unpredictable. But with his sudden transformation, the family dynamic has shifted. Charlotte, who often guided Louis at events, now seems less needed. Previously, she would be the one gently reminding him to behave. Now, Louis falls in line without question. George, who enjoys a more relaxed relationship with Louis, has noticed the shift too. He once found his little brother's antics amusing, but now their playful moments are fewer. Even within the household, the once chaotic energy Louis brought has been quieter. It's a change that everyone is adjusting to. But the biggest question remains, is this just maturity or has something deeper caused this transformation? Kate has always been a modern royal mother, encouraging her children to have normal experiences despite their status. She wanted Louis to enjoy the simple joys of childhood, running through the gardens, making a mess with arts and crafts, laughing freely. But now, she watches as he naturally falls into royal expectations. As a mother, it's bittersweet. She's proud to see him growing, yet she also misses the carefree little boy he once was. Insiders say Kate has been more reflective lately, cherishing the playful moments whenever Louis lets his guard down at home. She understands that royal life comes with responsibilities, but she also doesn't want Louis to lose himself in tradition. William shares her thoughts, but he also believes that Louis' transformation is just a part of growing up. He reassures Kate that their son's spirit isn't gone, it's just evolving. But deep down, Kate wonders, is this truly Louis growing up, or is royal life already shaping him into something different? Louis' transformation raises an important question. What does the future hold for him? Unlike George, who is directly in line for the throne, Louis' role has always been more flexible. But could his recent shift indicate that the palace is already preparing him for something greater? Will he follow in Charlotte's footsteps, taking on more responsibilities at royal events? Or will he eventually reclaim his playful side? One thing is certain, the public is watching closely. For now, Kate and William continue to support their son, guiding him through this phase while hoping he never loses the spark that made him so special. Prince Louis' transformation has left many people questioning what's really going on behind the scenes. Was this simply a case of a young boy naturally growing up, or did something else influence this change? For years, the royal family has carefully balanced tradition with a more modern approach to parenting. Kate and William have always emphasized giving their children as much of a normal life as possible, despite the enormous expectations placed on them. But Louis' sudden change has made people wonder, is he already feeling the pressure of royal life at such a young age? There are many theories. Some believe that Louis was simply told to act differently, that someone within the palace may have given him a gentle warning about his playful nature. After all, the royal family thrives on tradition, and unpredictability isn't always welcomed in such a structured environment. Others believe that Louis himself has become more aware of how people perceive him. As he grows older, he may have started noticing how much attention his actions receive, realizing that every little thing he does is discussed by the public. This awareness alone could have made him more cautious, leading him to adjust his behavior without even being told. But not everyone agrees. Some fans think this is just a natural part of growing up, that every child eventually matures and settles down. They argue that Louis' transformation isn't something to be worried about. It's just him entering a new phase of his life. So, what do you think? Do you believe Prince Louis was told to change, or do you think this is just him growing up naturally? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this story interesting, make sure to check out our next video for even more royal surprises.